Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. So, a couple of things that I found interesting in this episode was the fact that Brendan, I think that's his name, Brennan or Brennan, is that he's not just the head of Pikeman, but he's also the head of the WSB. And, my whole thing is, when I was working today, I was just wondering, I was like, so is there a reason why he's they're trying to pay off Sonny so much money instead of just putting two holes in them and just, going about his merry way? But he does sit there and say that taking out Sonny is a lot more complicated because, yeah, he can take out Sonny. But then what happens when the next person comes in? Next person comes in after that. They always sit there and say that the way that Port Charles is set up, Eastern Harbors and everything like that, um, it's just a hot spot for criminals and mobsters and stuff. So he's like, it's better to sit there and have him comply than get rid of him and have to deal with someone else. So you're sitting there talking about trying to find leverage on him. By leverage, I probably, they probably mean like maybe kidnap Carly or Michael or somebody like that, or get dirt on him. Now after Ava, which I'm gonna be honest, I almost felt like it was kind of pointless of her being in this episode. But she come over there and she asked Cyrus, did you kill Austin? And Cyrus is like, no, but he's like, well, if I did, you think I would tell you? Would you even believe me? And she's like, well, I just want to sit there and hear it for myself. Okay. Anyway, they talk a little bit more. She left. But then Laura comes in and Cyrus plays this like mind Jedi reverse psychology BS on her. Because she came over there and she came over there to sit there and check on him because the last time she saw him, the dude, he was on the floor. The guy was sitting there yelling at him, talking about he was going to take money out of his paycheck. I'm like, all right, bro. So she came over there to sit there and check on him because she felt bad for him. That's exactly what he wanted. So he just starts unloading on her. Oh, I'm a good man. I did this. I helped Spencer. Blah 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 blah. And then Laura just felt bad. I'm just not there just when he first actually raised his voice and he just started going, I was like, bro, is this dude really trying to play reverse psychology on her? But it should be fine because, Laura has been around Luke. She's kind of a pro. She would sit there and pick up. Nope, she's falling for it. Okay, cool. Yeah, well. Guess so those years down the drain. That's literally what ended up happening. She softened up to him and um she seemed like she's going to be a lot more cooperative as far as like visiting him and letting him come over and stuff, which is exactly what he wanted. So, bravo, Cyrus. Um, I feel like I'm starting to become like a broken record at this point. I mean, more times when I have to sit there and see Anna whine and cry over the fact that she shot Charlotte. I knew that was going to wind up happening. I knew he was going to sit there and be dealing with this mopey version of Anna since she shot Charlotte like a couple weeks ago. That's why I was so annoyed with the story. It wasn't so much like, okay, yeah, you found her and everything like that. You found the person that's the stalker is the kid. Kind of not really, super amazing, but whatever. It's just because I knew that this was going to be her state moving forward. And so she's crying and, crying and whining and everything like that about how she shot Charlotte. But then she also talked about Valentine. She's like, I'm done with him. Which, let's be honest, we all knew that. Now, there's a lot of people just saying that I don't know what they're going to wind up doing with Anna. There's a lot of people saying that James Patrick Stewart, or James something, the dude that plays Valentine, is taking an extended vacation for a while. I don't know how long, but he's going to be taking one for a while. So, there's a lot of rumors saying that she's going to wind up being with Sonny, which, okay, that's kind of weird, but whatever. I mean, they put they put Sonny and Nina together, and they're working that out for better or worse. I know some people are still kind of upset about that. I find that funny, but whatever. Um, and of course, her and Dante and Sam are kind of getting to the same story as far as the evidence that she hid. Um, evidence um, on Foresight something about some op that went bad, and she wanted to make sure that she had an insurance policy. So she collected evidence or whatever that eventually went up and wound up going missing. Now, the thing that's somewhat kind of laughable about Dante and Sam's scene is that, I mean, they're literally there for exposition in the bed. And they didn't even need to sit there and stand up or sit down. They could have just been in the bed doing the exact same thing. Um, Now, Dante does actually have the evidence, and he doesn't know what to do with it. He can't turn over to the cops. He can't turn over to the WSP, and he can't sit there and tell Anna because the minute he does, Anna starts trying to find it and stuff like that, or whatever, she's gonna want him getting killed. So, yeah, which is also interesting because I'm just like, that's kind of like police stuff. Like you're talking about like case files and things of that nature with Sam, and I'm like, you're just really just at this point. I'm just like, I can't wait until Dante just breaks the law at this point because I mean, he's been skirting so much throughout the years. I'm like, bro, you might as well just kind of break a couple of laws. I mean, what's the difference at this point? Now, the scene that was waste of time was Sonny and Curtis. If Curtis came there to Sonny to sit there and ask him for a list of people that might want to sit there and target him, I'm like, you just ask the crime board of the crime boss of Port Charles who has been on this show for 30 something years. Is it anyone that wants to take a shot at him? The show is only an hour, right? Like, I mean, but of course, he also sits there and says that, somebody could have been shooting at Anna, and those people are much more harder to track. So the bottom line is that you pretty much just wasted an entire trip. That's that's the gist of the conversation. It doesn't really go any. I can't think of anything. I can't think of it going anywhere. I think, like I said, I think the most interesting part was the Brennan stuff or the Pikeman stuff. I'm very curious to sit there and see what they're going to do. Also, the Esme stuff seemed like it was entirely pointless too. I mean, I don't. All Esme was really doing was just moving out. They hugged. She said how proud she was of her. Yada yada yada. Blah 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 blah. I don't know what they were thinking when they decided to have Esme lose her memories because she lost her personality and damn near anything that made her interesting. And now we're seeing this nice goody two shoe version of somebody who, when she came in, she made the teen stories a lot interesting. I know people had issues with it because of X, Y, and Z and blah 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 blah. But she made them interesting because before she got there, I really didn't care about Jocelyn and Cam and Trina and what was it, Oscar that was there or something like that at some point. I mean, damn, they could have probably used her a little bit earlier. But now we're stuck with this version. Why? Like, seriously, whose idea is this to sit there and keep her on the show at this point? What purpose is she serving? I mean, I know she's supposed to be a plot device, kind of like on Days with Holly to sit there and try to mess with Sabrina or whatever the other name is that I can't sit there and remember or won't bother remember. But she's not doing it anymore. She's not really listening to trying to get in the middle of them. She's trying to move out this way. She doesn't cause more friction. So if you're not really causing friction and you don't really seem like you have your own group, you don't really interact with a lot of people except for Laura, and you haven't really. And the thing is, she has like Kevin is her her uncle. Heather, whenever they decide to bring her in, but other than that, it's like you can just disappear from the show and it won't really matter. Anyway, I feel like that's pretty much about it. I might have forgot maybe one or two things, but you know what I always sit there and say, come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll sit there and talk about all the shows. Days of Our Lives, Bold and Beautiful, Young and Restless, and um, General Hospital. I feel like I said that, but if I didn't, General Hospital. With that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank you for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.